What's up, guys? Welcome to Grant Speaks Canes. If you're rocking with you, then you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. And make sure you're leaving your comments, whether it's about this video that we're going to talk about today or it's about another topic that you want to talk about. I do read the comments, and your comment could end up being a topic of a future video. So leave those comments. I love reading them. And shout out to those who are in the comment section all day, every day. But today I want to talk about home field advantage. Yeah. See, if you talk to the Twitter streets, if you talk to social media, they're going to make fun of the Miami Hurricane at Hard Rock. You know what? And I'm not going to act like that reputation came out the blue. Miami had some down years. And during those down years, people stopped coming to a lot of the games. And then it became to a point where if it wasn't a big game, there's other things you can do. But I will say, especially last year, the fan base did a good job at the home games. They did a good job. Miami was undefeated at home. A lot of the home games, when you watch the television version of the broadcast, they tell you, oh, it's this many decimals. I remember the Wake Forest game. Of all the games, them talking about how loud the crowd was and how it was causing problems. And then we don't even have to talk about how the Miami fan base traveled to Gainesville and turned it into Canesville. We don't got to talk about that right now. But I say all this to say, look, there's a lot of people with a lot of different things, but it's different when you're a player and you talk about it. So there's a podcast out right now. It's called The Echoes, and they're interviewing Ian Book. Y'all remember Ian Book? He was one of the quarterbacks that Miami tortured, dominated in the 2017 game. And he talks about his experience. He's not talking about what he heard. He's not talking about what's being said. He's not talking about what the narrative is. He is giving us a perspective from what he went through and what he endured as the player walking in to Hard Rock Stadium. Let's see what he had to say.
Specifically with Miami, Jess mentioned, you were on the team the last time we went down there. Obviously, we all got games we don't like reliving, but what do you remember about that environment that these guys are going to be walking into coming in week one?
I remember it's almost like the Beats commercial a long time ago with Kaepernick when he puts the Beats on and everything goes quiet, like as he's going into the stadium, I think it was. I had my Beats on going into the stadium and the bus window in front of me gets shattered. So a Miami fan threw a beer bottle through our bus.
Jesus.
So we're 3 hours before kickoff and there's glass shattered in front of me. I was like, oh, wow. You mean fans flipping us off? I mean, the whole thing. And I'll never forget at Miami, we walk in and they have club seats down there.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, they don't ever sell out anything for the Dolphins. And we show up and everything was sold out. It was like a beach party. There was beach balls going around. It was people were in like bathing suits. I was like, this is crazy. And there was this little kid and he was sitting in the box seat with his rich dad and he was flipping us off. He was probably 8 years old. And I remember looking at, I think it was Tommy or Kramer. I can't remember. I was like, this is crazy. Look at this kid. Like, what? And then it was so loud. Couldn't hear anything. And then I remember like actually having a pretty good drive when I went in there. I threw a whole shot to Equinemius, started to drive down the field, thinking we'd maybe get 3 points or something before half, and then threw a pick six. Welcome to the turnover chain. So that was my experience, but it was hostile. And I remember until we went down to Georgia, it was the loudest place. Honestly, it might be louder than Georgia.
Wow.
I was like top 2 loudest places I've ever played in my career.
Louder than Michigan?
Yeah. Louder than Michigan.
Blacksburg?
Louder. Yeah. It was more of a party, if that makes sense. Every famous person in the world was there.
Sense.
The Rock, Kevin Hart, a couple baseball players. They were all announcing them. And then we gave them the momentum. And then that was truly, I think that was the first year of the turnover chain. First or second year.
Oh yeah,
So that wasn't great.
we all remember what that was like.
So Brandon and I had a tough day.
Do you guys ever text
Is
about
what
it
it
and like
is.
trauma bond? Like, hey, we
Nah,
lived
it's
through
over.
it.
We forgot about it. That's one thing I try to teach these young QBs. I've already forgotten about Miami.
Now, that was the former quarterback of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish who came into Hard Rock, and that boy looked bad. We've all seen the picture of him looking crazy on the sideline. But I appreciate him telling not only the truth, but giving his perspective about what it's like to play in Hard Rock. And I see a lot of Notre Dame fans, and this is where I'm going to talk to Notre Dame fans. I see y'all putting pictures of an empty stadium, part of a stadium being empty during a Duke game, part of a stadium being empty during a non-Power 4 team. We're not playing those teams. We're playing a team that we do not like. You guys, Notre Dame, we're playing a ranked team. You guys, we're playing a team that was in the national championship. You guys, what makes it even better is there's no other games on. It's Sunday night. Everybody's going to be tuned in to us. It's the first game of the year. We're coming off of a 10-win season. We have a coach in Mario Cristobal who not only is loved by the community, he is someone that gives credit to the community when they come and they show out. He did it time and time when we were winning home games last year, went undefeated at all our home games last year. So I'll tell you this, the crowd will be a factor versus Notre Dame. It is something that people aren't talking about, but when you have a quarterback who's never even thrown a pass, and he has to come into Hard Rock Stadium, prime time game, y'all think he's not going to make any mistakes? You're an idiot if you don't think CJ Carr isn't going to make mistakes. Now, it's up to Miami to take advantage of those mistakes. It's up to Miami to force some of those mistakes. CJ Carr isn't just going to come in there and just give us stuff. He's not just going to come in there and lay down. But I've watched a lot of football, and I've seen quarterbacks go into a hostile environment and one or two things happens. Either one, they stumble and then they get their footing and they do good, or they stumble and they don't recover. Now, for some of you guys who were here last year on the channel, you may say, Grant, I remember you being one of the main people who said the Florida Gators wouldn't have a home field advantage. You're right. That was me. But that's when I was telling Gators fans that Cam Ward, a veteran quarterback who has played in hostile environments, who has led teams, who's been to a couple different colleges, who's played in Autzen Stadium, who's played in rivalry games, I said that would not affect him, and it didn't. But when you talk about a CJ Carr, I've said it again, who hasn't thrown a pass, there will be opportunities because of home field advantage. The question is, will the Miami Hurricanes take advantage of it? Will they take advantage of it? It will be an orange out. It is going to be turned up to the max. They think it's a game, and it's not. Now, what I want all my Miami Hurricane fans to do is anytime somebody has something to say about Miami's home field advantage, just send them this video of Ian Book saying the man couldn't see straight. The man, it was like the Beats commercial. That man was discombobulated. And that's coming from somebody who was a victim of Hard Rock Stadium. Y'all got to let me know, what did you think about what Ian Book had to say? Let me know what you think about what I had to say. I'm out. Peace.